already know what it is. It's Roncryptx here, coming to you with another video today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is another lending platform, guys. Yeah, I know. I kind of put, like most people when they first start investing in cryptocurrency, they just put like one foot in the door. But you see me, I'm all, you know what I'm saying? I'm all in because, hey man, I'm a risk taker. I like to gamble, you know. But you know, I like to take smart gambles. So I do my research. I don't just invest in anything. I don't just put my money anywhere. I do my research, and I've done a lot of research on Chain.group, and as of right now, it's looking good. You know, it's looking real good. So I will start out by saying, if you're looking for a lending platform to make return on your interest, I think Chain.group is one of the safest. It's up there with BitConnect, I can say. So let's get into it. Basically, Chain.group, all it is escrow service, which basically acts as a medium between the investor and then basically the company that's using your investments to make money, and the company's also going to give you interest on your investments. So in Chain.group, you have these things called trade groups, and basically the trade groups are these companies that are trading, that are using your currency to trade every day to make investments, you know, and they pay you interest every day. And they have different contracts. They have different, all of them are different. They have different capital turn days that they'll hold your capital for. Some compound, some don't compound, you know, a lot of different things going on. And for the most part, Chain.group they look like you're doing a good job of making sure everybody is getting their money that they should be getting every day based on how much, you know, these trade groups are making every day. So one good thing about Chain.group is that every day you're making your interest. If you do want to, you can take that money out, boom, send it straight to your wallet, you know. And also, I want to start off by saying, I think you guys seen earlier, I have invested $1,500, yeah. So it's a lot of money, but you know, I think it'll be worth it down the road. So I actually invested in this group about 3 or 4 days ago, and I actually got paid every single day since I've invested. I've gotten paid what I've expected to get paid, my 2.5% every single day. And let me show you how I've divvied up my investments amongst the trade groups and how I plan on strategizing how I'm going to make the most profit. So right now I have investments in CloudShare, which the way these things work is like you have CloudShare here, right? CloudShare has been running for 109 days. You know, they tell you how many people has invested in CloudShare. So about 2,777 people, and just 63 people invested today. And then they tell you how much profit, how much interest they made today, which is really yesterday. So they made 3.00% that they were paying you. They were paying you interest. So if I had like $500 invested to this trade group, right? Yesterday they would have paid me 3% interest. So let's see, 500 times 0.03. So yesterday I would have got paid $15, you know, that I could have either reinvested or taken out and taken straight to my wallet, which is pretty cool. So as you can say here, one thing about CloudShare is the deposit term is 120 days, meaning it's basically like a contract. Once you invest that $500, you have 120 days that they're going to be paying you interest on that $500, right? And their daily profit is from 0.1 to 10%, meaning in any given day, in any of those 120 given days, they're going to be paying you from 0.1 to 10% interest on your investment. It just depends on how good their bot traded that day. You know, how much they made that day. You know, if it wasn't a good day for them, and as you can see by these graphs, they're not, you know, your interest that they're going to pay you that day is going to be very low. But if it was a good day, like just October 7th, 8th, 6th, one of these days they pay out 10%. Imagine $500 times 10%. You know, that's $50. You know, so as you can see, I mean, it is a risk, but for the most part, on average, they've been paying out. I think I would say about 2.5%, 3% if you average it out, which is not bad at all, which is not terrible. So compounding with them is possible. So you can compound with them and make more interest on your interest, but early withdrawal is not possible. There is no refund. So you don't get a principal in your refund, meaning at the end of the 120 days, they're not going to give you your $500 back you're basically making your $500 throughout those 120 days first, and then after a certain amount of days, when you've gotten your return back, all of that is straight profit. And you can also they also show you, okay, 3% we made today, so we're gonna pay you back 3%. Over the last 7 days, this is how much interest they've paid back to people who's invested in them. And over the last 30 days, this is how much interest they've paid back to people who's invested in them. And since they've been in existence over 109 days, this is how much. So if you was invested with them for about 109, like say you start from day one with $500, right? And then over that course of 109 days, this is how much they paid you. Let's do the math calculations. You know, it's always good to see some figures. So basically 500 times 1.9870, and there you go, guys. So in that 109 days out of 120 days, you would have made $993.05, and you subtract what you initially put in, right? 500, and there you go. That's your profit already, and you still have about 11 days to go left. You know. Now let's say if you were a big high risker, you were a big baller, a big spender. What if you would have spent $2,000, right? Okay, you invested $2,000 day one. So let's multiply that by 1.9870, right? You made $3,974 as of today, and then you subtract that by what you initially invested, right? And this is your profit. You can see the picture, right? Okay. So let's go down to some other groups. You got Xbox here. Xbox has been doing really good. I personally invest a lot in Xbox because they honestly been making me the most money. I see the most return from here. Their term is only 90 days, meaning you can, if you're a compounder, you can't compound. You can't keep making money off your interest, because you know the longer they're paying their term is, the more money you're gonna get. But their term is only 90 days. But nevertheless, you still make a lot of money with them because their interest rates has been so high. On average, they pay about 2.8 to 3.0, which is very high. So over today, they paid 2.82% out. Over the last 7 days, they paid 20.61% of your interest back to you. Over the 30 days, they paid 82.31% back to you. What that means is, in 1 month, you would have almost made how much you actually invested. So if I invested $500, let's start with 500. If I would have invested $500, right, and I times that by 0.8231, in that first month I would have made $411 back, and I still have 60 days to go. So if you see where this is going, you're going to be making a lot more on your investment than what you actually invested. And over the past, they've been out for 70 days. Over the past 70 days, they've paid 164% interest back to people on their investments. So yeah, Xbox is really doing good. I don't know what type of software they got, man, because their software is really good at trading. So I would highly invest if you're going to do Chain.group. This is one of the platforms you do invest in because they do pay a lot. They don't allow you to do early withdrawal. They don't allow for compounding, and they don't allow for principal refund. But one thing about compounding is that they don't allow for automatic compounding, but you can technically reinvest. You can technically make a new lending term every single day. So every single day, say and that's kind of what I'm doing. Every single day that they pay me my interest, I'm just taking that interest and I'm making a new contract with them. I'm like, all right, here, I'm loaning this to you guys. Here, I'm loaning this to you guys. Unfortunately, Xbox, you need a minimum of $250 to invest with them. So if you're only getting like $25 a day, like I am, obviously you can't invest with them every single day, you know. But there are other groups that have shorter minimums, like Dragon Foundation, which is #1 right now. Unfortunately, we've heard news that Dragon Foundation, they're gonna stop allowing investments into their platform December 20th. So this is why I got into them real quick. They've reached their quota. They've made their 10 million mark that they were trying to achieve, and they've reached it. So now they're gonna stop allowing investments on December 20th. But yeah, they pay from 0.1 to 6% a day. Today they paid 2.28%, which is not bad, which is pretty good actually. Over the past 7 days, they had 15.92%, and over the past 30 days, 63.11%, as you can see there. And they've been the longest out. Well, they haven't been the longest out, but they've been out for quite a few days now, 148 days, so that's about 4 or 5 months, which is a long time if you think about it. So Chain.group has been out for a long time, actually, guys. And you see how many people have invested in this group, 13,995. That's a lot. So, and I forgot to mention, this stabilization fund is, what this is Chain.group forces the trade groups to have a stabilization fund, meaning if anything ever goes wrong, like they can't just exit scam. If anything ever goes wrong, Chain.group has this $500,000 stabilization fund where all the people that invested into Dragon Group, they're gonna divvy up this stabilization fund and return it to you guys. You know, it might not be as much as you actually invested, but you're not gonna lose everything. You will get something back, you know, which is better than most of these lending platforms that if they exit scam you, you lose everything. You can come back with completely zero. So I think that's really nice of Chain.group to do for us, and that's why I also say this is very safe lending platform. So yeah, you can compound here. You can do early withdrawals. You also don't receive your principal refund, meaning that you're making your profits daily. So you got some more here. Pretty much the same thing. 132 days they've been out. All their investors, their minimum. You know, this is their graph. You want to see how much they've been paying out, and yeah. So that's pretty much how the groups work. Now let's talk about how much I've been made. So you come here, we can see how much I've actually made. So yeah, I didn't invest $1,500 in one time. I think I started off investing with like $700 across 2 of these groups at first. So we can actually go to my history and see. So my first investment, let's see. My first investment was about 3 days ago. I started off with $576, right? So let's look on the 23rd how much I made, right? Alright. So let's see. Profits, okay. So on the 23rd, I had got paid. Yeah, these are my first investments right here. On the 23rd. This is the day after I made my investments. This is how much they paid me back. I had got paid $13, right? So if we take the calculator, I think I said I invested about $750 or $760, I can't remember. But let's put $750. Oops. $750. Oh, I'm bad. 50 times that by. Let's say on average, because you got to think about it. These investments are across the different platforms. So let's say on average across all the different platforms, you're getting about 2.5% interest back a day. So we're gonna multiply that by 0.025, and that's $18. So I got $13, which means that day I got lower than about 2.5%. But that's because I actually remember one of the platforms I invested in literally only gave me back 12% because that day they did really bad. So we can click here and see what happened that day. So yeah, CloudShare. I invested I have $255 in CloudShare, and in that day, I think they only had like 0.0 something percent, which is very low, which is basically making nothing for me. So yeah, does it not show me? Yeah, I guess it doesn't show you after a while. But yeah, that day I only had got paid 13%. And with CloudShare, I forgot and failed to mention, this is one of the platforms you can compound on. So I am doing a 50% compounded and 50% back to me. So that day I got 13% compounded, and then 12% back to me, sent back to me. So yeah, that day was a very bad day for them, but the next day they did way better, and I had got paid like I think like $3 something, as you can see here. So yeah, it was a good day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can get okay, and withdrawing your money is actually easy. You come here, withdraw. So my available balance is like 0.01 because I reinvest. So today when I got my balance, I went back to reinvesting it. But if you don't want to reinvest, you just come here, and then you can actually just go to withdraw, BTC, the address you want to send it to, the amount you want to withdraw. They charge a 0.5% fee for withdrawing, but that's all. And then you send where you withdraw request. And what I've been seeing is they pay out really fast. They pay out almost within 30 minutes. So that's pretty good also. And yeah, this is just day one for me. I do plan on investing maybe about $1,000 more, maybe about $2,000 more when I get it. I don't have it right now. And what my goal is, right now, Chain.group is paying me about $25 to $30 on average a day. So I'm actually getting $25 to $30, which I can put in my BCT wallet every single day. So we do some simple calculations here. Let's say 25 times 7 with just $1,500 invested. I'm getting $175 a day here. So that doesn't look too bad to me. My goal is to get $100 a day. And to get $100 a day, I think I calculate I need like $3,500 invested. And if I'm getting 2.5% back on my interest a day, let's see this. Yep. Okay, so that's 87.5. So I need about 4,000 actually, probably. Yeah, so with 4,000, 85.025, and there it is, $100. So with 4,000 invested, you'll be making $100 a day, just based off your what you got invested. You times that a week. You don't even need to do this, but that's $700. And think about this. That's just for 1 week. You invested $4,000. You're getting $700 a day. And the smallest term is 90 days, right? So 100 times 90, multiply by 90. Minimum you're going to be making back is 9,000. And then you do have those other groups that are like 120 days, 180 days, where you're still going to be making profit. So yeah, as you can see here, this is the goal. And this is just an update video. I'll let you know probably in 2 days where I'm at, if I've deposited any money, how much interest I've made, how much I've made in general. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Please share a like, subscribe, share the video if you want to, do whatever you want to. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm just telling you what I'm doing to make money. You should also do research on your own to see if this is something you're interested in. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.